My name is Mark Daly. I'm an immigration lawyer with Immigration and Naturalization Attorneys. I've been an immigration lawyer for over 10 years now, and I've helped thousands of people get green cards. I'm also a trainer with Transformative Training Solutions, and we have a series of intensive 3-day trainings for family immigration, business immigration, and detention and removal immigration cases as well. This video I want to talk about fee setting because this is one of the highlights of our intensive trainings. Attorneys are always wondering, how much do I charge? How much do I charge? And really the only guidance out there is that an immigration lawyer is supposed to charge a reasonable fee. So this video then is going to tell you basically our perspective on immigration lawyers and how they should charge fees. The main thing about charging a fee is you want the fee to be equal to the value that you're giving. Now, a lot of times your clients are not going to understand the value of your services. Gosh, there's notarios down the street. There's non-lawyers that do this. My buddies did it on their own. Well, that's all true. And we know as attorneys what happens to a lot of those cases. They go like this, right? So we have to educate our clients on the value that we provide to them. Now, this can be very, very difficult given the fact of public opinion of attorneys. So I have here a summary of findings from an ABA survey that was done in April of 2002. And here's how lawyers are perceived. Americans say that lawyers are greedy, manipulative, and corrupt. Personal experiences with lawyers substantiate these beliefs. Consumers tell stories of lawyers who misrepresent their qualifications, overpromise, are not upfront about their fees, charge too much for their services, take too long to resolve matters, and fail to return client phone calls. Okay, that's bad, and it gets worse. Americans also believe that lawyers do a poor job of policing themselves. Bar associations are not viewed as protectors of the public or the public interest, but as clubs to protect lawyers. So this is the bias that's coming in that you have to work with when you're setting a fee. I think all that stuff is totally justified. I hear these horror stories from my clients that come in. So I take a personal stand to set that straight. And in my fee setting, I can do that because with a value-based fee, meaning a fee that is not based on an hourly rate, but is based on a group of services that I'm going to present to my client, I'm able to do that. One of the problems with the hourly rate is that when you make mistakes, when I as an attorney make mistakes that cause me to have to work longer hours, I make more money, okay? And the clients know that. They understand this problem with the fee setting and hourly rate fee setting structure, is that there's no incentive for me to be efficient. So when you're preparing a flat fee or a value-based fee proposal to a client, the key is to get very, very, very clear about exactly what the client wants you to do. And by presenting in a contract all those services, service by service by service by service, in a real minute detail, they start to understand the value of the service you're providing them. You have to tell them what it is. You're going to tell them they need things they've never thought of. And when they look at your contract versus another attorney's contract, they're going to go, wow, I'm getting so much more for this attorney than that attorney. Now here's the catch. How much do I charge for those value-based fees? Well, we can be informed by time, okay? We can know that an hourly rate of $150, $250, $350, however it is in the community, is perceived as a reasonable rate. We can be informed by that. And if you've never done an immigration case, you're going to have to wing it. You're going to have to make some sort of estimate about how long it's going to take. So once you've done a bunch of them, you start to get much more adept at estimating the time. But when you're first starting, you're going to have to wing it, and it's going to be a negotiation. You might see one piece of the service that is, let's say, prepare the forms for the immigration case, I-130, I-485, I-765, all those forms, and you may estimate 2 hours of your time to do it. So let's say at $250 an hour, that's $500. Well, the client might come back and say, well, you know, it only takes like about an hour to do those forms. I've seen that. That's where you're going to have to maybe negotiate down and say, all right, well, maybe I'll come down a little bit on that. So in the process of negotiation then, you're going to be able to give the client what they want. The other really important part of doing a value-based fee with this type of a contract is that the scope of the services are very clearly defined, so that when I file and I do everything and something new comes up that's not in the scope of services, I can say, all right, this is not in the scope of services. We need to go over again and do a new value-based fee for the new service that you want me to do. And the truth is that they want to hire you to do it, great. They might want to hire someone else to do it. Who knows? They may want to do it on their own. You can give them those types of options. But that way they feel like they're in control and they're getting the value for what they're paying for. I also like to have a satisfaction clause where I say your satisfaction is very important to us, and if one of these things doesn't work out for you, we'll give you a refund. So you're not guaranteeing the service, you're not guaranteeing the outcome, like I'll give you a green card, you get your money back. You're saying if you're not satisfied because of poor customer service, error, omission, I blow a deadline, I'm not going to charge you for this one little chunk. And that's another way that you can build a lot of good relationship with your clients. And you're going to distinguish yourself from all those other attorneys that are viewed by the public as being scoundrels. And so you get to distinguish yourself from that. So these are the type of things that we go into in all of our trainings. Because every piece of law and practice that I teach you, we're always going to go into what is the value of that to the client. So not only are you going to learn how to prepare all these different types of immigration forms, you're going to start to understand how much to charge. What is a reasonable fee for all of those forms? And I think that's a very big service to provide. So if you're interested in this type of training, then go over to immigrationlawtraining.com. That's the website for Transformative Training Solutions. Mention to us that you've seen this video on the web. We'll give you a $200 discount on the training. But whatever you choose to do, I wish you the best of luck and excitement in your legal career.